Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to any newcomers. Hit that notifications bell. Give us a thumbs up. Hell, it's free. It don't even cost you anything. But anyway, we appreciate you just watching the video. But we're back here on our 359. I'd call it a hot saw. We can call it a hot mess. You can call it whatever you want, I guess. But these like this are just for fun, but I'm going to get something out of the way in this video. These projects like this, if you don't have a pile of parts, which I didn't really have for this, I had some parts here, but maybe 45-50% of the saw, about all you guys seen in the video, and some other things I had mentioned. They can nickel and dime you to death, and I'm going to go over that and show you guys some things. And most of us that do these videos and these builds, we are not paying for this with YouTube money. My channel goes in the hole every year, goes in the hole significantly, and we'll just leave it at that. I would hope that maybe, sometime in the near future that, does go to taking off and doing a little better, but it is what it is. We do good enough, and they're lucky to be getting what we're getting, I guess. But hell, it's all for fun anyway. Where we're at, last video we'd shown that cheap Chinese cylinder, the port timing, the squish, which was too tight, and the numbers were way out in the left field. You're welcome to check that video out if you want to, and take note, I'm working on two of these at one time, so don't get any confusion. The other one was a complete OEM saw we've just done a port job on. There'll be more video on that in the future. I'm waiting on a carb kit for it. Got it out running it. Diaphragms in the carb went, which they were hard as rocks. I don't even know how it was running anyway, but with that said, where we're at on this is, guys, I ordered enough parts to get this running, and I know I'd shown it kind of mocked up with the 372X torque carb and 372 intake boot. Common sense got a better part of me, and I just think that's way too much carb for what I've got here. If we had a full circle crank, had modified crankcase, JB weld everywhere, it might work. But on this, I just think that carburetor's way too big. I think it would lose its siphoning or Venturi effect, and still would have been fine to got it running with it, but just common sense got the better part of me. So I was like, well, it ain't that bad of a saw. It'll be decently nice once it's done, and I'm saying that, and you guys can probably see JB weld all over that top bridge. That happened with just cases laying around, got broke out, and I was lucky I still had it laying around, I guess. But what I'm getting at is I spent more money buying parts to get this running and able to cut than I did buying the whole other 359 from the pawn shop. I'm actually twice as far in on money, no joke. There's not really a lot of aftermarket for these. If it's like a 346 or 353 and back, yes, there's a plethora of aftermarket stuff, but for this series saw, it's starting to pop up, but not quite there yet. And where we're at right now, this will probably be the thumbnail, something along the lines of this, but this will tear a $50 bill out of hell. You'll have very little bit left out of it. Not even enough to buy a Big Mac. Hell, you'd need a whole lot left to buy a Big Mac, but tear a $50 bill out of hell. It's nice, it's pretty, but nobody makes an aftermarket one. If you know of an aftermarket one, put her in the comments. I'd like to see it, because I searched everywhere. And all of this is OEM. This is the ring that goes in the intake boot. Luckily, I had an intake boot here for that was for this build, I guess. I had the flange for the carb here, have no idea where it went. Was not able to find it, but about 12 bucks to get it to your door. Take note of that. We're at probably about 70 bucks right now. These things I'm wanting to say were like 15 bucks. May have been 20, I don't remember. These are the locks, the latches to latch this to the top of the saw. We got one more package, and this ain't even all of them. I'd ordered a bunch more stuff. That's standing straight up. The screws to screw the carburetor, and you would think as many 350s as I've had here and stuff, I would have had a set of those, but I didn't. These are the screws that go through the air filter horn, through the carburetor, and into that flange. Again, they were like 10 bucks to get them here for those two OEM screws. And have you, all of that's new, but you know, that's a lot of money, and that wasn't even half of what I've spent. Take note, I already have the cylinder. I went back and looked, and it was 28 bucks with tax. I think it put it around 32 bucks once it was said and done or something. That's what they took out of my bank account anyway. But what else? Starter cover, I think I paid 25 bucks for that. It was Farmer Tech. I could be off. I bought that probably a year ago. It's got a 372, or no, I'm wrong. It's a 455 Rancher coil wire and coil, which is the same as a 372. It's a black coil. They're not limited, to my understanding, or I've not found the limiter on one. Someone will probably tell me that it is. If it is, it is. We'll get another coil and put on it. It ain't no big deal. Carburetor. I didn't want to buy the cheapest of cheap, and I didn't want to pay $100 for an OEM one either. I'd normally buy one from the Duke. We didn't have one for it. The one I ordered come from Sawzilla. It was a Pro line. I've used some of those carbs. They always seem to do well. I've got one on a 390 steel. It's been on it for going on 2 years. It's still working, still performing. So, and you know, they put, like, I think they put a 1-year warranty on those, and I don't know much of anyone else that warranties aftermarket stuff at all, or let alone up to a year. Don't quote me on any of that. I could be dead wrong. Again, that thing was 40 something dollars. They took right around 50 bucks out of my bank account once it was said and done. We're still not done. Clutch. I did find a good deal on a clutch setup, which was weird. The last one of these things I built, I had to end up buying used OEM stuff for a clutch and drum. And the clutch for a 357, 359 is different than, say, a 350 or 455 or any of those. It is what it is. It ain't the easiest thing in the world to get a hold of, but luckily I got a whole aftermarket set for like 20 bucks. I'm sure the quality of it's going to be $20 quality, but you guys see where I'm getting here. This shit adds up. I ain't making no money here. This channel continues to go in the hole every year when we file. Anyway, well, that said, if you ain't writing your YouTube equipment that you buy off every year, your saws you buy for your channel, you should be. It is what it is. It's all for fun anyway, but, you know, that's where we're at, guys. And one other thing, I almost forgot it. It wasn't real bad. I think it was 17 bucks with tax. So in other words, a $20 bill was a clutch cover, but it did have the chain brake assembly and stuff in it, and you know, we'll be good to go there. This thing will be close to being ready to run by the time I get the port work done on it. machine work, you know, we'll have parts here to get it busted off and running. But one part, if I didn't go over it, I was unable to find was the air horn or air filter adapter that houses your switch and your choke. Uh, that's fine. I was kind of wanting to go a different route on that setup anyway. Um, Maybe I had laid out a 372 elbow and a short low top air filter. Had thoughts on trying that, see if it would work. If not, you know, we'll just cut us out a velocity stack on the lathe, go with no air filter in it. If we decide to take it out in the woods, put a piece of sponge or a sock or something over that V stack and be just fine. As far as a switch, I'll just go pull an old momentary switch out of a trimmer or something and stick in it in that location and be good to go. I've got elbows with switches off of 350s here. I seen one of my parts bend the other night. I'm sure we could cut that out and make it work if we wanted to. You know, it just is what it is. It kind of show you guys where we're at in this video. Basically, the point of this video is just to show you kind of what we go through in building these hodgepodge saws or junk pile saws, and to show you that, you know, they will nickel and dime you to death. It ain't, you know, it ain't always as simple as I took 3 saws and built one, which you guys have seen me do here on the channel. We done a video a while back. I took a big box of 266 parts and 268 parts and put a saw together on camera and got it to bust off and run. It didn't run very well, have you, but you know, it was fun just to throw all of that together in a few minutes and get it to bust off and run. We eventually did build a couple of nice saws out of those parts, but you know, we do that a lot. I've got totes full of parts now for saws that we're going to get into and build on this channel, but it's all going to be done a little different. And we will show you when we get into the work on this. The 359 that I just done, I'm pretty sure I showed the numbers, I showed the machine work. I didn't show doing it or grinding, but I showed what it looked like after and what the ports looked like. Nothing special. Nothing here to hide. And, you know, no one's reinventing the wheel on this stuff. Guys that race competitively, yeah, they probably got some tricks up their sleeve that some of the rest of us ain't seen or don't know about. You know, it is what it is, but I'll quit rambling on. It was one of them pointless videos, but we'll see if we can get it tagged and titled where it'll get out there, and, you know, some of you guys understand that, you know, these things can nickel and dime you to death. I'm going to have as much in this as I could have got online and got a really, really nice, pretty and shiny 359 ready to go. Would it have been ported? Would it have ran as good? No, probably not. But the one I found at the pawn shop was just one of them deals that you don't run across very often at all. I'll just tell you guys, I give $125 cash for that saw. Out the door, that was me not starting it or anything. It is what it is. This one I've got, as of right now, probably 260, 70 bucks in it once it's done and running. Maybe a little more, but anyway, guys, thank y'all for watching, and we truly do appreciate everyone, and I hope you have a great day.